Julius Caesar began with nothing but a name. Born into a fading noble line, he faced exile, danger, and poverty. Yet through relentless ambition, military genius, and political skill, he seized control of Rome. He became more than a man. He became a force that reshaped history. This is not just the story of how he rose, it's the story of how he fell. This is the rise and fall of Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar was born in 100 BCE into the Julii family, noble in blood, poor in power. Rome was a violent place, torn by civil wars, corruption, and political chaos. As a young man, Caesar faced exile for defying the dictator Sulla, who demanded he abandon his wife. Caesar refused. Forced to flee, he joined the army, proving himself in battle, earning honors, and crafting a reputation for bravery and cunning. When pirates kidnapped him, he raised his ransom, secured his freedom, and returned to capture and crucify them. Even young, Caesar understood that power was not given, it was taken. Returning to Rome, Caesar began climbing the political ladder. He charmed the masses, made himself indispensable, and played both sides when necessary. Aligning with the populares, the faction of the people, he won public love and carefully gathered influence. But Caesar's true power came when he struck a deal with Rome's two titans, Pompey, the celebrated general, and Crassus, the richest man in Rome. Together, they formed the first triumvirate, an unofficial alliance that allowed Caesar to secure the consulship and set his sights on military glory. Caesar left Rome and waged war in Gaul, a brutal and ambitious campaign that lasted 8 years. He expanded Rome's territories, crushed rebellious tribes, and made himself a legend, a conqueror whose fame echoed across the empire. His commentaries on the Gallic War spread his name even further, turning his battlefield victories into political currency. While he fought abroad, his influence at home grew, but so did fear. The Senate, and even his old ally Pompey, began to see Caesar as a threat too great to ignore. The Senate demanded Caesar disband his army and return to Rome as a private citizen. But Caesar knew that stepping back meant political destruction, possibly even death. In 49 BCE, he made his fateful choice. He crossed the Rubicon River with his legions, declaring, "The die is cast." It was an act of rebellion, a point of no return. Civil war erupted. Caesar crushed Pompey's forces, pursued him to Egypt, and became entangled with Cleopatra. Returning to Rome, he emerged as the unchallenged master of the Republic. As dictator, Caesar launched sweeping reforms. He reorganized the calendar, reduced debt, expanded citizenship, and filled the Senate with loyalists. His power grew until the title Dictator for Life was openly given. To the people, he was a hero. To the Senate, he was a tyrant in the making. Rome had once expelled its kings. Now, they feared they were watching one return. Conspirators gathered, convinced that Caesar's death was the only way to save the Republic. On the Ides of March, 44 BCE, Caesar entered the Senate chamber. He had been warned. He ignored it. The conspirators surrounded him. Servilius Casca struck the first blow. Daggers followed from all sides. When Caesar saw Brutus, his friend, his protege, among the attackers, the will to resist left him. 23 stab wounds ended his life. Caesar fell at the base of Pompey's statue, a symbol of his triumphs and his doom. The conspirators had dreamed of restoring the Republic. Instead, they unleashed chaos. Mark Antony roused the crowd with a fiery speech. The people rioted, and civil war ignited once again. From the smoke and blood emerged Caesar's adopted heir, Octavian, later Augustus, Rome's first emperor. The Republic was gone. Caesar's death had not saved it. It had ended it. Julius Caesar's life is a story of ambition, loyalty, betrayal, and legacy. His rise was unstoppable, his fall inevitable. He sought honor above all, and in the end secured immortality, not as a man, but as a symbol. This was the end of a republic, the birth of an empire, and the warning that every ascent, no matter how brilliant, casts a shadow long enough to invite the knives. This was the rise and fall of Julius Caesar.